Hello, guys. Welcome to another interesting and educative episode on the Paradigm Shelves. I'm not alone today, as usual. I'm with my co-host, my guy, my main G himself, Don. I call him Don. Don, how you doing today, bro?
Hello, bro. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Today we have on the show with us a very bright lawyer, and she's part of the paradigm shift of this country, guys. You guys need to watch out for her. Her name is Dolapo. Dolapo, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's lovely to be here.
How's the heat?
The heat is hot.
The heat is hot. But you know there are some people that's not feeling this heat actually.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm under the AC. I have AC in my house, in my car.
You
I don't used to feel heat, you know. I'm part of the airlights in Nigeria.
With the airlights feel the heat.
How?
Wait. You can still feel the heat.
No.
Don't
Tinubu
you
feel
sweat?
the heat.
Don't you
Tinubu
sweat?
feel. I don't used to sweat. There's AC everywhere. Even in my toilet, there's AC.
I know you disagree. Even in your toilet,
There's
even when
AC.
there's AC, there are sometimes you sweat, right?
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to be sweating again, no.
Okay.
We'll come back to that.
So, on this episode, we're going to be talking about the gender identity movement. You know, there's not even just one identity movement now.
Yeah.
A lot of genders.
The
I think there's
LGBT.
LGBTQIA, there's
Yes.
plenty.
With the LGBTQIA plus.
God, I don't know where those things are coming out from, but it disrupts the society, and it's even in our society here in Africa right now.
Yeah.
First question I want to ask you is this something that originated from Africa, or we learned it was influenced on us by our European countries?
Permit me to say that, go back a bit.
Okay.
In terms of humans, we are first categorized as human beings. And the next thing we are categorized into the male and female. And one of the very reasons why we've been categorized into that is because we carry different, our bodies biologically are different, which would mean even the way by which our reproductive systems are different. So we can say that brings out that aspect of sexuality. And permit me to say that as humans interact with each other, there's a level of exploration they go with in terms of sexuality. And I think that because of that, I would say that there are different pockets of this practice. Probably somebody has sat down and like, okay, if I'm with a man, if I'm a man and I'm to be with a woman naturally, is it okay for me to be with a man, a fellow man? You know, it's as people explore sexuality, they go deeper, and we begin to see that even right now, there were certain things that were not practiced before in terms of sexuality that is being practiced now. So there's just it's just keep going. That's to show you that in itself, we see the practice of this homosexuality being practiced in pockets in different civilizations. For instance, I would say one of the earliest records of this in ancient Egypt was one of the royal servants.
Okay.
Is it Kunhotep or something? Kunhotep, and I can't pronounce the other guy's name. It starts with an N, but both of them were servants, and they seem to exhibit through their lifetime together. They seem to exhibit certain things that showed that they were practicing same-sex, sexual. You get the point. But so we see that in various aspects. Even I think in Congo, in Africa, there are certain tribes that had practiced this, but we know that there is a natural order of things, which is the male and the female. So there has been a general consensus that it is male and female. So
like
when we
they don't categorize us now as man and woman.
Yes, there's nothing like that.
There's nothing like man woman. There's not like woman man or woman woman.
Exactly. So, but we see that because people's minds explore.
Okay.
They keep going further, and you see that in different civilizations, even in Chinese civilization, you would see that there is one way or the other. If you go through history, you see that there's one way or the other. There's a practice of such things in different areas. So I would say even in Africa, there is. So to answer your question, yes I'm saying that the concept of same-sex, the LGBTQ, or the homosexuality, lesbian and gay that we talk about, has been in existence for a very long time. Even the Bible speaks of it. Bible is a very accurate book for history, and historians use it to track timelines, and they say they've been able to use it accurately.
But the Bible itself was taught on us by Europeans, foreigners. It's not an African something.
I'm saying that the Bible is used for references.
Yes.
Historically speaking, historians use the Bible
Okay.
to make reference.
Okay.
And you see that even the time, there was the reference of Sodom and Gomorrah,
Okay.
of which now people use the word sodomy to associate the word sodomy to homosexualism because it was practiced
There.
way back in that time.
But we were punished. I think God
And
destroyed
yes.
that place.
Yes, God did, and that there was the wrath of God upon the
land.
the city. Yes, the
Okay.
city that practiced such.
Okay.
So we're saying that it goes way back, and it's being practiced
More than before the geographical organization of the land. That is
and
Africa.
saying there's Africa. So we see
okay.
that even if we go deeper, you read through other tribes
Yes.
and languages across the world.
Yes.
You see there is just that element of thought, that thought pattern that says, oh, if I could do that, if I could do it with a woman, can I do it with a man?
But just that is not pronounced.
It's not pronounced because the natural order of things says that it is the man and the woman.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Well, many Western nations now recognize non-binary and gender-fluid identities. Should African society do the same?
Should African
Should African society do the same? Like, should they recognize non-binary? Should we recognize LGBTQI? Should we recognize gays and lesbians as part of the society? Should we recognize them? Do you think other countries
do you
have
think the
already done
practices
that?
should be adopted in Africa.
do we think that the practice should be adopted
Yes.
in Africa?
Yeah.
Do you want my point of view on this?
Yes,
just-
definitely. It's
just
your
comment. I
paradigm
want
shifts
your-
we're on right now.
All right. Personally, I feel that it should not. And I believe that, first of all, we know that there's the law that governs people.
Yeah.
And I believe that, I believe in this, the law is the spirit of the people.
Okay.
So I believe that there are certain things that we as Africans do not seem to uphold. We know that people can practice such.
Yes.
People would be people to do it,
Yes.
but we do not approve of it.
Because of our
Yes, because of what we
our
know.
culture
Yes,
and-
a culture does not approve of it. Certain things we see that is not the normal.
Yes.
I feel like Africans, we so much have understood the
We have
concept of
respect.
nature.
We
We
have,
have the respect for
you know,
nature and what it has.
Culture.
The order of nature. We have respect for the order of nature, and I think that it has also greatly influenced our standpoint when it comes to this.
But I think there are some African countries now that adopted that,
Oh yes, there are.
like South Africa, I think 4 other countries right now. They are doing
We
that.
have 6 countries now.
My concern right now is how long do you think other African countries are going to join the bandwagon?
They have already been joining.
Because
you know.
almost everything will be influenced last. They will see influence. When they brought this one, we were not part of it. Before you know, civilization upon civilization,
It's like an
our
evolution.
generation to come, before you know, they'll be like me. You just give birth to a baby girl. You say, me, they should call me John, or she want to go and put a male private part because of she feels like she wants to be a man.
Yes.
Generations to come, the country will be forced to okay, let's just put it. We cannot be arresting everybody, even though we criminalize it now. Because I was still going to that. I will still ask you if we should criminalize this, because I feel we should.
Oh, it's,
Everybody should be killed. If you be man, we be gay, you should be cut your neck normally. You don't understand? That's wrong.
I think in Nigeria currently we
Yes.
have the same-sex prohibition of same-sex act of 2013.
Okay,
Yeah, we have
Good.
that already
Yeah.
in place. There's a law in place that, which was enacted in 2013.
So are these people actually being arrested? Because I think they are in our streets right now. You can see guys asking.
So
If
here's
you fresh
the
out like
thing,
this, guy
yeah,
go ask you out.
I understand that, and I think I was discussing with somebody one time that they're now hiding under the guise of cross-dressing.
Mm.
So because cross-dressing is not, there's no law against
In
cross-dressing
Nigeria.
or cross-dressers. Yes, in Nigeria there's no law about that, but about same-sex there is, and the penalty we know is the 14 years. Everybody's quite aware of.
Yeah.
They even use it to joke around.
Yes.
No homo here, 14 years.
Yeah,
Things like that. Yes, it's available. It's on the internet. If you go Google it, you get to read it up.
What do you think is the influence of religion in shaping gender and sexuality?
Like I said, one of the things, speaking about religion generally, we see that religion is drawn from a deep-seated thinking of a human being as to the order of things and the nature of things. How did this come to be? You see that somebody says that, we had that, you see it, meditate. There's a particular religion where you see it, meditate. All you need to take is the nature of things.
Yoga.
Yes, these practices.
Okay.
And you see that religion is, at its best, understands the concept of nature and what it plays. And so it has seen that nature, there's a normal role of nature in itself to say that, there is the male and female. I don't know much about different religions, but I know that the practice of Christianity does not uphold such thing. And I think it has played an important role to enforcing that morality, that moral aspect, saying that, look, it just, in truth, it just doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Let's think about it. Naturally speaking, it doesn't
make sense because you
'cause
are not, you
this
don't
is
love, you don't have a girlfriend that you love.
You say something about morality.
Do you understand?
You mentioned morality.
Yes.
Like in the society today, a lot of people are moral. They are. But the thing is that they are still, like, some people feel like they feel the need to practice LGBTQ and LGBTQIA plus. You understand? Despite being moral, they still go out of their way to practice it, though not openly, but like,
In
And they
secret.
practice it.
yes. So
I think they are no longer doing that in secret right now. Honestly, it's just that they have not caught enough people like to arrest them. There are a lot of people that I know that are practicing it, that does their potential gays and their children too. I don't know if they will be lesbians, if the children they will give birth to, because I don't see the idea between that, loving a female yourself. There's a girl I was talking to, and why do you like why you actually dating a female? She was like, men don't do our strong thing, this kind of like. Do you know that's happening outside right now? Like people
it's
now
really
leave
common,
the men. Like women will leave man because of man as
past
they have been
experience
loving.
with a guy or something. You get.
Oh my
Mm,
god!
I think there's a problem with. I feel like that there's an underlying issue.
Okay.
When I look at the concept of LGBTQ,
Yeah.
it's the tip of the iceberg. We all see the tip of the iceberg, and then we rage at it. We don't see the underlying factors that really has played a role. And one of the very first things I look at when people speak that way, and sort of give such excuse or such reasons
Yes,
as to why for practicing such things, we see that there's something wrong in the
History of the person's.
and the family,
Okay.
the society, that area of growth. There's something wrong at the foundation, like at the very nuclear level of social growth
So
and development.
I don't know. Like, I'm gonna ask. Do you think it's more of, from what you just said now? Do you think it's more of a psychological problem or is more of a social constraint?
I feel it's more of a social construct. And then
How about those that they give birth to and they feel like they are women, and because of the
Okay.
society, maybe you are just one boy and 4 girls, then naturally,
You've not been
That's-
influenced by the
more of the female gender.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the house,
So,
you like behaving like a woman. For as a man, your hands will be like this, or you want to be doing eyelashes.
let's talk about individuals that we are not born into just household that are just females.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say, okay, you are the only child.
Yes.
You are not getting this experience from the media. Your parents are straight, they act straight, but still, you still have this,
well, the first thing I said when we started, I made mention of the fact that the human mind
Yes.
is allowed to explore in terms of different aspects and concepts of
deciding.
life and deciding and concepts of life, we see that the mind is deep. Even I think Bible also talks about who knows the heart of man. It's very deep,
Yes.
right? And we see that there are certain thoughts that would come to someone's head without knowing that
Yes.
the person could even, the thoughts could be as
born out of
it's
something
just
you've
a-
seen
just
a
a
long time
not
ago or
just
something.
nothing even long time. I'm not even speaking about long time.
Okay.
It's
You
just
don't
a-
need to be influenced. That's
you
what I'm
ju-
saying.
there's just a level of thinking that a human being can have, and certain thoughts would begin to come forth, and we see that that's where there needs to be a leash to how we think and what we think,
Control
because
yourself.
yes, there's a need to be, yes, there's a
That's where
leash,
the law
because
comes in.
when you see that
And
there
punch
is
down.
there's a like I said, somebody sat down to say that, look, there's a natural order of things.
Yeah.
Can we deviate from it? Another,
Right.
and it's not just a thing. It probably could just have spread different ways in different categories of people in different places across the world. Someone has sat down to think about these things and say, look, is there a way we could do this? And that's I feel, for me, I feel that that's one of the distinctions between us and animals. Animals don't really have a leash. They don't have a leash to their thoughts or whatever they do, but we do. And so I think there's a level to which we can, I feel there's a level to which we can constrain ourselves in terms of exploration sexually.
Okay. In all the admonition of all this, not to practice and all, but do you think Western countries are going to look us as civilized very soon if we do not adopt into this? Because right now they are imposing it on us. They are imposing on African countries. There are some things you want to apply for now.
Yeah.
There's options of he or she. That means if you are one, you are accepted.
Well, recently Trump just disbanded.
That is on the US,
It
right?
is in the
Yes.
US.
Other countries, a lot of countries that
Some people
that
are.
agrees
We
to
feel
that.
like some people are still going to leave. They're going to leave the US to probably go to another country for the time being,
Yeah.
and then until Trump is out. Some people believe until Trump is out, they're coming. But like I said earlier on, I said it's something that starts with the mind.
It's
How
a
far do-
mindset something.
It's a mindset something, and also, like I said, if it's mind thing, that means there's an ideology behind it. It's a thought pattern that you bring out and say, this is it, let's follow this. So a group of people coming out and saying, look, let's follow this. This is how it is. I mean, for instance, if we look at the history, look at it legally speaking, it was a crime.
Yes.
In Britain, in Great
Serious
Britain, it
crime.
was a crime.
Yeah.
As of 1533, the first law was written about it that, you know what, let's kill, capital punishment on anyone who is found doing that. And it's
Really?
yes, it was.
Sentenced to
Wow.
death.
It was called the Buggery Act of 1533,
Mm.
but then it was repealed at some point in 1828.
So what is
And
the vision
amended.
of the future right now that very soon the old countries they will still come together and accept this thing? That's what I'm feeling like, because
But
if it has been a punishable offense before, and some set of people can think like it's a mindset something, they can come together and think that, oh, this is a movement that we should push it forward, or we have the right to live, our human rights to choose and to live whatever your mind says want to.
Uh,
So
I think that part of you saying the human rights, the human rights at some point, when you read about human rights and
Yeah.
you keep going further and making your research and discovery, and you just realize that at some point is it a facade? Is human rights a facade? Because, for instance, you do not like to be addressed as he,
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
as them, she, or
Yeah.
whatever you say you want to
Yes.
identify yourself as. You want to be identified as a male.
Yeah.
And I, for instance, it's just for the cameras, please.
Yeah.
I want to be identified as a them, they,
Yeah.
or them,
whatever.
it. And I need to address you, but I'm infringing on your rights because you have your mindset.
Yes.
The-
Of what I
your
want to be addressed
yes, you have freedom of conscience and belief. This is what I believe. This is what I want to believe.
Yeah.
That I am male. I am a man, and that is me. And I want to believe that I am them. I'm not just a she, but I have a couple of them.
Yeah.
So you see that there is this there's just when
My
does your
my
right
mind cannot even
is your
think
right
about all
the
those kind of
ultimate
things
right?
now, 'cause I don't like it.
Do you feel like you're right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
because you are right doesn't mean you
Doesn't
should
mean
stample on
yes,
my own
on
right.
my
So
right,
what then
true.
is your right?
Yes.
So we're seeing that there is just this it's an area in human rights that has been giving everyone it's a question mark in human rights.
I mean, if
So
everyone starts saying it's their right,
this is their
then
right,
we
then
loss of morality.
exactly, and
all
we're
that.
having this is why we're having people seem to say that it looks like America is not even looking it's not
Now, we are saying it as immoral because we do not want to practice it. Those that are practicing it and are in love with their partner or
it's a
whosoever,
social
Well,
construct.
do you want to discriminate them?
It's a social construct.
Yes.
You are discriminating them right now.
It's
If we
not-
do this, we discriminate them to right to live for freedom and all, because if they must continue
Then
to
they're
love
stepping on
whosoever
our
they love
rights
right
too.
now,
Yes.
They're also stepping on our rights too.
you
That's
can,
why
you
can you
choose to
remember what
love
I said?
whosoever you want to love. You can choose to love a man or a woman in civilized society right now that accepts the gender movement of a woman and man. I mean, woman and woman
Yeah.
rather. You're going to discriminate them if we continue to push against them and we get them arrested, because right now, if we agree that we'll get them arrested, how many of them is going to be alive? How many of us is going to remain in society? If they are making up 40% of the society and we arrest 40%, who are would they buy fish
But
from?
it doesn't mean the majority of them are the ones in the country.
We'll leave this for our viewers right now as we round up the episode. Do the gender movement guys, the LGBTQI, the gays and all whosoever they are, that is actually wrong. We do not want that as part of, in Africa we do not want that.
But
In
before
Nigeria,
you-
they
before
should
you-
be criminalized, they should be killed. That's law. That law you call that time, they should kill them.
Well,
Anybody.
before you proceed with that, I was
Yeah.
going to ask her something. Do you think there can be like a middle ground between respecting cultural values and advocating for gender identity rights?
I think for me, I think they truly won't be because where
Sorry, in Africa.
in Africa, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Respecting people's rights,
Yes.
and there is a level of respect. But as to this particular topic
Yes.
and this particular concept,
Yes.
I feel that there's going to be we're going to be stepping on each other's rights. We're going to step on legs. We're going to be stepping on legs.
For that
I
change
don't
to
want to
come-
be I don't want to be identified as an it.
But for that change to come, do
But
you think
you
we should step on
want
everybody's
to-
right?
What?
For that change to come, for
The-
everybody to see the paradigm shift of not joining that movement, we have to step on each other's rights. Do you think
you
it's
have to offend some people? Yeah.
Oh,
true.
definitely.
Yeah.
For instance, there was recently somebody said something really interesting that when we want to make change, there's certain decisions that you make, and the person was speaking in the area of economics, and he said, economics does not give you the answer; it gives you the options. It gives you the options. So we see that you have to choose the options. There are going to be options
Yes,
available for change.
Yeah.
With what we want to affect what we actually want for our people and what we think and we believe is good for our people. We're going to make some decisions. It's going to be good on some people, may not be so good on some people, but it's going to benefit all at the end. So I think so.
There can be a middle ground between respecting cultural values and advocating for.
There's going to be stepping on toes at some point.
Okay, that's a good one.
we definitely have to follow on and be full of our African
I'm
values.
trying to be
We have
realistic
to
as
stay
possible.
there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
still
yeah.
We're
going
not
to be
standing on
stepping.
the line
Is it-
here. We
That
don't
is
stand
normal.
on the
Even if you
line.
step- if you should
As
go
an
down step from this
African,
building now, I'm sure there's some
we
people
do
that
not
will be,
want-
on the other side.
We don't
and
want
all
the
that.
movement, whatever movement that has been happening, don't bring it here, please. Do you think there's any policy? Like, okay, there's already a policy already that whosoever, you said the other time in law, you section somewhere that you said that it's a criminal offense
Yes, the
being
act.
caught,
Yes.
not as a cross-dresser now, but as a practicing homosexual,
Yes,
be
there
bisexual
is.
personality.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can get arrested. How many years can you spend in
It's
the jail?
14 years.
14 is too small.
In Nigeria, yeah.
Yes, it is.
This is why I think we need to
most of the
change.
things like capital punishment has been the advent of UN and the human rights. We see that the concept of capital punishment has reduced drastically. We
From what to
we
what,
yeah from I'm saying that within the timeline you
Okay,
see
the
that
range of the
yes that
punishment.
not that I'm saying capital punishments,
Okay.
killing,
Yeah, okay.
death as the
Okay, okay.
death by hanging, death
Normally,
in
the
Punishment-
offenses you are
punishment,
going to
as
we should as
you
much as
commit
possible.
then
There has
for
been
killing. They won't kill you
countries
again.
have found a very a lighter way to
Lighter,
mitigate such
okay.
things that not exactly go capital punishment and like kill
like
But for
a
us to
more
raise this mindset, do you
lighter
think even though
punishment
and
they
mitigate
arrest those
it, but
guys,
there's
do you think even though they arrest those guys, keep them in somewhere like in a penitentiary or something or in a jail, or after those years, well, do you think they'll change?
some people still say that even in jail, that's where they practice it even more. That's why-
True.
I was the one that went to jail.
It
And
was
she- and
do-
he was like, that is his best. Like it was just like a vacation for him. Like imagine going to a place, seeing plenty guys, and all of them want to
No,
hump you. and
I
all
think
that.
more they are even people are influenced more in jail when they keep only men together and one man you are
That's
taking your
why
base,
we
one man
see
is
that-
touching your
So
your
you see problem, this is
Mental-
psychology. Yes, so you want somebody to change, you have to make them see why these things are not
But
are not
it's been-
not right.
It's been influenced by a social constraint.
Yes, I
Okay.
But me, I
Strongly
believe
believe-
these people knows why. They, like you said, it's a mindset something. It's something that they have made up their mind to do.
but
Mm.
my tukobo is it is something that can be dealt with and people can it's something that is also it's a social is a societal thing. What they if a child grows up in the US
Yeah.
and is growing up in the US and the US allows for such, or at that time during that time of it allowed for such, the child can now start saying that I'm this, yes, I really it's comfortable, yes, and this that compared to someone who's growing up here and you're trying to do all of that, you know that it's just not just right.
So what the point you just made now is you're trying to say environment is one of the major factors that influences an individual.
In terms of sexuality too.
Okay, thank you very much.
Do you think LGBTQIA education should be introduced in African schools?
No,
You don't think so?
not at all.
Why? I think they should learn that these things are actually happening already.
Oh,
so
no,
they
I
should
mean-
not be new to it. And when they
No,
see
it's not something. I'm not saying that.
You should not like you should.
Uh,
you could
it's
educate
happening
them.
in Western
but you can-
countries,
you can-
Canada.
I'm
It's-
in the terms of
it's accepted.
education.
Yeah.
Please, we have to be really careful when it comes to educating children. Their minds are like sponges. They just absorb anything that comes in.
Everything,
So I'm very much
No, the
careful.
education, in my own sense, is that they learn that okay, these things actually exist, and when they come across this in the society, they know that okay, you are not supposed to belong here. Know that it's a new idea to them, and they want to explore. They should already know that this exploration, no, the part of us, an African, no, you should not.
Yes.
That's the education that
Okay,
should be inculcated because
I
it's-
think I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It reminds me of President Netete of the Philippines when he was really on the raid for drug dealers, and he made it mandatory for children to go to prisons and see how. It tells them that look, you end up here. Yeah, you end up here if you decide to go toe the line of going to. So it's a compulsory thing. You have an excursion to the prisons it's compulsory that you go to
So
prisons.
that is
So-
like a part of education.
It's sort of telling them that look, you don't want to be like this and you don't want to end up like
Yeah.
this.
So we want the government to actually do that, introduce it in the schools and let these children know. That's what I'm
Educate
saying.
them, not
Like
introduce.
this excursion is a means of education as well. I'm just saying education, not like a formal education that they will teach them that you as a boy, but the knowledge of it.
Yes.
So they will
Make
not
them
be
aware of-
yes of these things are
Yes.
actually happening.
Okay. Yes.
Do you understand?
Not
They can
actually
be
getting
people.
them
People
involved.
can be aware that these things are there, but then also there's the part of the human being being that rebelling
Rebellious.
that rebelling act.
You want to try out stuff.
Try
and see how it
yes.
goes.
So when your parents say don't touch it, that's where you now want to go. Before you were just there and that. So I think
So it's better with no educated. Let them be
Sometimes.
no,
Let
you
them
just
be-
let
let them
them
be
know
naive
that
of
it
it.
is no. We're just letting them know
Yeah.
that it's no. It's
Yes.
a no.
So
Yes.
this now more of their parents should like inform them, let
We're
them know.
having
'Cause
like let
somehow,
them know.
somehow they need to learn that these things are
Yes,
wrong.
they need to know that these things are not right.
Well, it has been a very good and insightful conversation we've had on this. It's not going to stop here. We have our Twitter space where we'll continue our conversations and every Saturday by 8 p.m. and we want you, yeah, we want the viewers as well to tune in into our Paradigm Shift Network. Follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever we are there. We are bringing these shifts to everybody. Follow us, like, share, subscribe, do everything you can to support the Paradigm Shift because you are part of the shift. Thank you once again. We'll call it a wrap. Bye.